It is a stormy period kicking off across central and eastern Kentucky. Rounds of thunderstorms lighting up on live First Alert Defender, and I'm tracking them for you just ahead.
A Scott County man has died after investigators say he was pinned by a falling tree, what they believe led to the accident.
Lexington police have a warning for shoppers. They say some thieves have stolen purses from people in the parking lots of some of the city's busiest stores.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening. Been a pretty active night. We're tracking some strong and severe storms moving across parts of the state, and they're packed with a lot of lightning and heavy rain.
And some of the storms in eastern Kentucky have done some damage. We received this eyewitness photo of trees down in the Cary community in Knott County. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. He shows us what's on the First Alert Defender right now. Chris?
Yeah, not just what is on Defender. Look at what is behind Defender right now. You want to talk about a photogenic storm that is pressing its way on into the north side of Lexington. Take a look at this particular storm. That's a shelf cloud that you're seeing there lighting up just behind Defender. We pan around toward the downtown Lexington area, and you see how the storm is mainly on the north side of town. But boy, oh boy, that is absolutely a spectacular shot that we're picking up with that storm that is now working its way on in to the northern part of Fayette County. And what's going to happen is that shelf cloud that you see, which is kind of that little low-hanging cloud right here, as it moves over top of you, that's when the skies really open up, the winds crank up as well. That's with that complex of thunderstorms working out of Scott County into northern parts of Fayette County and into parts of Bourbon County as well. Severe thunderstorm warning continues in effect for this cell that is on top of Monticello. That's been extended, it looks like, at least on the southern flank of this, a little deeper into the evening. The first warning will go for about another 15 minutes or so. Looks like a southern extension on that has taken place. Strongest part of this storm, though, is just to the northeast of Monticello. Amazing amount of lightning. Watch out for some flooding rains with that as it works its way into the Burnside area and Somerset as well. Fayette County getting in on that noisy thunderstorm on the north side of town. That's what we were just looking at with our live sky cam. Southern edge of this is weakening a little bit as it moves in toward the Bluegrass Airport area, but boy, the Kentucky Horse Park area, north side of town, back into downtown Georgetown, and now getting into Bourbon County, the Paris area. Thunder, lightning, a tremendous light show with a lot of cloud to ground lightning that can cause some power hits. Hopefully not any more fires, but it is a possibility. Can't rule that out anytime you're getting that just tremendous amount of lightning. Strong thunderstorms around Moorhead as well, especially just to the north of Moorhead. Those thunderstorms packing a heck of a lot of lightning, and more storms that I'm tracking back to the west of us are trying to crank up. Overall, guys, this is going to be a very stormy next few days, and by the end of the week, see the circulation across Texas. That's what's left of Tropical Storm Bill. We may have to deal with that as well. Busy period. We'll break it down in just a few.
We continue to track a breaking news alert out of Jessamine County. Right now, firefighters continue to battle a large fire at a home near Nicholasville. This is eyewitness video showing flames shooting out of the home on Golf Club Drive near Harrodsburg Road. Some Lexington firefighters have been called in to help. We have a crew headed to the scene. Keep checking WKYT.com for updates. A horrible accident near a Scott County home today. Investigators say a former police chief died after the tree he was cutting down fell on him.
It happened this afternoon on Wise Path off of US 25 just north of Georgetown. A short time ago, the sheriff's office told us the victim is Philip Wise. He was a Scott County Police Department chief back in the 1980s. Monique Blair is tracking the investigation tonight. She has the latest in our top story at 6.
The Scott County Fire Department was called to a home back here on Wise Path Road around 1:30 today for reports of a man pinned down by a tree. Battalion Chief Craig Wink says since the fire department is only about a mile and a half down the road from the home, they got here very quickly, and when they did, they found the victim on the ground with a tree on top of him. Battalion Chief Wink says it appears the man was trying to cut down the tree when it fell on him. About 4 emergency responders were able to lift the tree off the man, but he was unconscious and not breathing. He was transported to Georgetown Community Hospital where he died. Battalion Chief Wink says the victim is a former Scott County police chief.
It was a bad accident, and he was known by a few of the guys on the fire department who've been here for a while. Somebody had said that he was the first county police chief, I believe, so he had the ability to see a lot of people and be well known, and it's just an unfortunate accident.
Battalion Chief Wink says the incident today could have been caused by some of the strong winds coming through Scott County today, but for the most part, it appears to be just an accident. In Scott County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Investigators say the tree Wise was cutting down was dead, and it was near his driveway.
He was a wanted man for more than 30 years. Tonight, investigators say they've found an Arizona fugitive in central Kentucky. They say Daryl Bullock skipped parole after being convicted on numerous theft charges back in 1983. As Phil Pendleton tells us, Bullock had been living in Lincoln County for much of the time since then.
The Lincoln County Sheriff went to 150 auto sales Monday after receiving a fax from Cochise County, Arizona, that a wanted man was possibly working there.
We located him in the business at 150 Auto Sales, and he had been working as a mechanic.
In fact, police say Daryl Bullock had lived in Lincoln County for 25 years after skipping parole 32 years ago in southern Arizona.
Yeah, he was a little surprised because, I mean, we were pretty much on top of him before he knew or had an opportunity to make any type of movement whatsoever.
Now, the Lincoln County Sheriff tells me that the Cochise County officials are very interested in getting Daryl Bullock back to Arizona, but exactly when and how that'll take place is not known. Just how he eluded capture for 3 decades isn't known. Stranger still, because Bullock told police he was once even arrested by the feds for driving drunk in the Cumberland Gap Tunnel.
He had spent 6 months in a federal prison, and that was never brought up or never found that he was a fugitive out of Arizona.
The sheriff says Bullock said he worked odd jobs in Tennessee, eastern Kentucky, and in Lincoln County for the 3 decades, never once giving police here any trouble. And he says he's not surprised that Bullock chose Lincoln County to hide out from the law.
You know, who wouldn't want to live in Lincoln County? Even the bad guys want to live here.
In Lincoln County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Bullock's current charge is listed as a parole violation. Police say he was convicted of stealing 4 cars along with several other items in Arizona.
Tonight, we're learning more about a death investigation on the UK campus. This afternoon, the coroner's office released the name of the man found dead on the roof of a residence hall. Investigators say he may have been subletting a room in that building from a UK student, but UK leaders say you're not allowed to do that. Kristen Kennedy joins us from the live desk with the update. Kristen.
Sam, just this afternoon, the Fayette County coroner released the name of the man found on UK's campus. He says it's 51-year-old Kurt Boren. Boren lived in Richmond, but University of Kentucky leaders say he was subleasing a room from a UK graduate student. A woman spotted Boren's body yesterday afternoon on the roof of a residence hall. She called police. UK police notified fire crews, and together they used a rope rescue system to bring his body down. The cause and manner of Boren's death is pending toxicology results. University of Kentucky leaders tell us Boren shouldn't have been living on campus. Subleasing a student's place is against university rules.
We don't know all the details yet, other than it appears he was either subleasing it. The gentleman, the deceased, either was subleasing or living there with the permission of the resident, but that's not allowed under our policies.
We're told the man who lives in the apartment was not on campus when all this occurred. University leaders are still talking with him to try and figure out why Boren was staying there. At the live desk, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
UK spokesman Jay Blanton says the housing is graduate and family housing. It's set up more as an apartment complex versus a set of dorm rooms.
We have new information tonight about an accident that killed a man and injured another at the Boone National Guard Center in Frankfort. Investigators have now identified the injured man as Wade Massengale. At last check, he was in serious but stable condition at UK Hospital. Investigators say Massengale and another civilian contractor, Brandon Cloud, were injured when an extension lift collapsed and fell yesterday. Cloud later died. Investigators say he was from Harlan County. Investigators are still trying to figure out how the accident happened.
We have an alert tonight for shoppers in Lexington. Police telling us they're investigating some purse thefts at busy stores. At least 2 have been reported in the last week, and now police are trying to figure out if they're connected. Jordan Valines has the story new at 6 tonight.
What do you pack in your purse before going grocery shopping? Your phone, cash, credit cards? It's easy to forget that carrying these everyday items to the store makes us an easy target for thieves, especially when we take our eyes off them.
Unfortunately, there were just ladies who were trying to go about doing their grocery shopping and gotten their purses stolen. And I think there are things that we can all take away from them.
The first theft happened in the parking lot of the Richmond Road Kroger, where police say a man grabbed a woman's purse out of her shopping cart as she was rolling it into the store. An hour later, another woman's purse was stolen from her cart while she was loading her car with groceries at the Hamburg Meijer.
It's definitely more accessible if you keep it in the front if you have a cart, especially if you turn your back to open your car and then your purse is still sitting there in the cart.
Police say instead of bringing a heavy purse with you when you go inside to shop, take a lighter clutch instead. That way you won't have to set the purse down inside the shopping cart and risk it being taken by someone when you're not looking.
Keeping your eyes on it all the time. And that's tough, but those are your options, watching it all the time or switching down to a smaller purse or wristlet, which is really my recommendation.
She hopes these recent thefts will serve as a reminder to us that it only takes thieves a matter of seconds to sneak up, steal a purse, and scurry away scot-free. In Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Lexington police say they do not have good descriptions of the purse snatchers in these cases.
We now know the name of a Lexington police officer involved in an accident that injured a suspect and damaged a store. Police say Officer Justin Burnett arrested David Schlechte for disorderly conduct last night outside the Family Dollar on Southland Drive. They say Officer Burnett handcuffed Schlechte and put him on the sidewalk. But when the officer got into his cruiser, police say he somehow lost control, hitting Schlechte and the store. Schlechte had non-life-threatening injuries. He is now out of the hospital. Police say they're reviewing surveillance video from the Family Dollar to see if they can get more information about the accident. Tonight, police are trying to find a driver they say badly injured a 2-year-old boy in Nelson County. It happened last night on Dixie Lane near Bardstown. Police say the boy was riding a scooter when a car hit him and kept going. People who live nearby say they can't believe this happened.
I was shocked. I was really shocked and just kind of really wanted to know what had happened because of it being a dead-end street. It's kind of hard to believe that somebody wouldn't have noticed that something had happened.
Police say the child suffered a fractured skull and some internal injuries. They say he is now stable at a hospital in Louisville. Police say right now they don't have a description of the driver or the car that hit the child.
It's now a little easier and cheaper for UK students and staff to get rides around Lexington.
LexTran and UK have teamed up for the UPass program. UK students, faculty, and staff will now be allowed to ride LexTran buses for free as long as they have a valid university-issued ID. UK leaders say this will help students, especially those who don't have a car on campus.
And the added expense of transportation is often one that goes unfactored. This addition will allow all students at UK to experience not only all our campus has to offer, but all the city of Lexington has to offer.
The new program begins July 1st. It includes all LexTran routes, both on and off campus.
Lower gas prices are cutting demand for so-called bread and butter passenger cars like the Toyota Camry. And that means more of the made in Kentucky cars are ending up as rental cars. 1 in 4 Camrys sold in the first quarter were sold to rental car companies. A year ago, it was just 1 in 7. The Wall Street Journal reports softening overall sales, prompting automakers to sell more to rental companies so they can keep production lines busy.